Hey everybody, it's David Sirota. By now you've probably already seen the video of the guy being dragged off the United Airlines flight, and you've probably already seen the United Airlines CEO trying to explain away the situation. What you may not have seen are federal records in which United Airlines promises to federal regulators that it guarantees a seat on a plane for all ticketed passengers. That was an explicit guarantee that United Airlines told federal regulators that it makes to passengers. Of course, that's not what the video seems to show. Here's what happened. Back in 2014, United Airlines was fighting against proposed regulations about fees. The federal government was considering rules that would have forced airlines to better disclose the fees that they charge consumers when they buy tickets. One of those proposed rules would have said that the fees that they try to charge you for reserving a specific seat on the plane has to be better disclosed. And United Airlines was arguing against that in these comments that it submitted to the Department of Transportation. And in making that argument that these rules aren't necessary, United said, we guarantee a seat on the plane to all ticketed passengers. I want to read you exactly what they said. They said, quote, every ticket, of course, guarantees a passenger a seat on the plane. Now again, that's not what it looks like happened in that video that's gone viral of the guy being dragged off the plane. Members of Congress of both parties are now asking some tough questions to United Airlines. Some have called for an investigation. Others have sent a letter to United Airlines CEO demanding answers about the rights of passengers and do they have a right to a seat? What about these overbooking situations, these overselling situations? Now, Department of Transportation rules allow airlines to overbook their flights. That's in Department of Transportation regulations. And when you buy a ticket to fly on a plane, there's something called a, quote, contract of carriage. That's what the technical term for it is. It's all that fine print on the back of your ticket when you buy a ticket. And in a lot of that fine print, it gives the airlines broad rights to remove you from planes for a lot of different reasons. So there's a question of whether United had a right to throw this passenger off and whether it has a legal right, to throw passengers off in general. The discrepancy, though, is United told federal regulators who were charged with overseeing the company, they told federal regulators that pro-consumer rules weren't necessary because there is a guarantee that when you have a ticket, you have a seat on the plane. So I'm guessing you're probably going to see some questions about how can United tell federal regulators, government officials, that it has this guarantee when it is also asserting in the fine print of that contract of carriage language, it is also asserting that it has a right to throw you off for all sorts of reasons, even if you have a ticket. I think those questions are going to come up. United's got a lot of questions to answer, and I think we're back from a few years ago when, if you remember, there were all sorts of delays and they've gotten worse lately. But a few years ago, there were questions about so-called passenger Bill of Rights. You saw those pieces of legislation in states. There were passenger Bill of Rights proposed in Congress. You're going to see, I think, a renewed legislative fight on Capitol Hill and potentially in state legislatures about what the rights are of passengers and whether airlines, major airlines, actually respect passengers' rights in the kind of way that they tell regulators they do and they tell the consumer public that they do.